Alright, my man. So, the question for today is, how do you find your purpose? And the first thing that you have to understand that, my man, you are your own purpose. The reason you exist, that is your purpose. You are your purpose. Do you understand? You don't have to overcomplicate it into a massive thing. Of course, it's a great deal, but you have to understand that the reason you exist and breathe, that is enough purpose for you to be able to cultivate your day and take steps forward. And the reason you exist, my friend, that's because of God. God has made you. He has created you. He has handcrafted you into a person. And that should make you extremely grateful. You should be very, very grateful for the opportunity that God has given you to exist. He has given you the ability to breathe and express yourself on this earth. He has given you the ability to influence and make ripples in space-time. And that should be enough for you to understand that you yourself is your own purpose. And God has handcrafted you into a specific person. That means He has also given you the mind that you have right now. What I want to come with this is that the problems that you see on this earth, the problems that you see with life, it's your duty to fix them. Because God created you with your specific vision, the exact vision that you have right now, not just for fun. He gave you the insights and the knowledge that you possess this very moment for a very specific reason, so you can use all the knowledge and all the insights that you've gotten throughout your life experience to solve the problems of Earth and make evolution and make Earth go forward and make a better place on this earth, to spread light. And how do you spread light? Yes, like I said before, you take those problems that you with your life have noticed on this earth and you fix them, okay? It's quite simple. And one thing more you have to understand, my brother, that you have unlimited energy. You possess unlimited energy. Bro, have you ever tried fasting? Have you ever tried how much energy you have when you don't eat food? Bro, you have energy. You don't need food. Of course I'm not saying not gonna eat. I'm saying that you as a human being, just existing, you possess a lot of energy just as you are. Bro, eating is good. Eating is great to cultivate energy when you train and you do your daily stuff. But what I want to come to is that you as a human being, as a creation of God, you possess such amount of energy that is even hard to comprehend. You're a powerful creature with unlimited energy. You have to specifically decide, where do I want to put this energy? Where do I want to put my purpose? Like I said before, you are your own purpose. Where do you want to put your attention? That's gonna grow. That's gonna become your purpose. So how do you know where you're gonna put your energy? And you need to go back to a question that's very important for you to answer, and that is, what is your end goal? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? In what image in the mind do you see yourself in 10 years? You need to get very specific with this. You need to be extremely in detail with the vision that you have for yourself. You need to go down to the nitty-gritty with the specific texture. You need to be able to see, where do you live, what do you work with, what's your occupation, what do you do, what do you say, how do you talk, who is your friends, what do you drive, how do you live, what you do in day-to-day life, how many banks do you have houses in different countries, do you have 10 passports, do you have all this kind of stuff? You need to get figured out, because let me tell you something, it's quite hard to go from point A to point B without knowing where point B is. To be quite frank, it's impossible. So that's the step when you have realized you possess unlimited power and you should be grateful for existing and that you are your own purpose. You need to then understand, where do I want to go with all this potential? Where do I want to go? Well, like I said, you need to go into the future and see yourself in a different light. How do I see yourself? Do you have a good body? Where do I live? All this kind of stuff need to be particularly planned. And when you have an idea, when you have a constructed in your mind of how your life is gonna look like, then brother, then you can make a step-by-step plan. When you know the end goal, then you can backtrack from that. What did it take to get to this this place. To put an example, let's say my end goal is to become a billionaire. Okay, what do I need to do then? I firstly need to see myself in the end goal, and I need to see, okay, in this end goal, how did I earn money? How did I acquire wealth? In 10 years, I need to see what was the reason for me getting money. When you have figured that out, let's say, for example, the reason for me becoming a billionaire was through selling. I sold stuff. I sold stuff over the phone, okay? That was how I became a billionaire. When I figured out that through selling, I achieved my goal, then I have found the one factor that separates me from my end goal. And what is that? My capability of selling. If I can get greater at selling, I will move further and further closer to the end goal. I will get closer and closer to reaching the point where I want to reach. And when you understand what is the thing that separates you from your end goal, then you can start to work on that ability and harness your craft. So what I would do, if the example was that through selling I would become a billionaire, and in 10 years I see myself as a seller that earned billions through selling, what I would do is that I would understand that the factor that separates a good seller that can produce 10 billion from a person that can't produce any money at all through selling is the ability to sell. Okay, now I understand that is the factor that separates us. When I understand that, I will start to work on my selling ability. I will put out as much time every single day, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day to work on this craft, to harness this craft, to study this craft. I would do selling. I would study selling. I would listen to selling. I would do anything. I would change my environment to be my purpose. And after that, brother, the path, everything is just gonna happen by itself. Understand? But of course, my friend, if you're gonna put 10 hours a day on a specific task of doing something, you need to have a reason why. And this is my last point for a very specific reason. Like I said, if you're gonna put 10 hours every day, 10 hours equals X amount of energy every single day through realizing your goal, through the process that I put out right now. You can't just do it on the fly, okay? You can't just do it, okay? Of course you can, but life is gonna happen, and it's gonna be chaotic, and it's gonna be distractions everywhere. Distractions, your phone, people, girls, everything. It's gonna be distractions. So the tool that you need to stick to the path is a clear why. You need to understand why you are doing this. For me, why I'm doing this is for FTLN. And what is FTLN? Is for the last name. I'm doing all these things in life. I'm working 10 hours a day. I'm working 18 hours a day. I'm training twice a day. What is the reason for that? Yes, it's cause for the last name. It's cause my ancestors, they went through hardship, pain, they went through wars, they dodged diseases, all of this kind of stuff just so I could be born. And I tend to honor that sacrifice by becoming a man of substance and becoming a great man. So when you understand your why, when you navigate through life and all these distractions trying to take you away from your path, you're gonna be very clear-minded. You're gonna be very clear-minded on what you're gonna do and what you can do. When you get the opportunity to go out with your friends and drink alcohol, you're not gonna see that in a positive light. You're not gonna look at this alcohol bottle who destroys your liver in a positive light if you have the why in your heart to do something great. You can't, because then you're actually undermining your own purpose. So if you have a strong why, then everything that actually in reality is bad for you, you're gonna think is bad for you, and then you're not gonna do it. And how do you get the why? What I would do if you don't have a clue what's your why, that I would go into meditation. I would go into a dark room and I would meditate. And after that, when I start to craft an idea what my why is, I would start every single night before I go to bed. I would write one page why you're doing this. Why are you doing everything that you're doing every single day? To build and craft this concept in your mind, to program your mind with your why. Okay, you need to program yourself with your why. So every single day when you go to bed, you write down your why, so you always remind yourself. And then when you go to sleep, that why, because you did it before bed, it's gonna go into the subconscious mind and it's gonna root yourself, depth of you. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, to join FTLN and become great. Peace.